Hey, what's going on, friends and fellow Freedom Crusaders? This is Paul Hutchings coming to you live with my monthly marketing roundup, and I'm doing this in combination with my Wednesday live today. The monthly marketing roundup is just a piece of content that I send out on a monthly basis with some of the biggest marketing lessons that I've picked up over the last month in my business. This is really good for anyone who's marketing anything on the internet, network marketing, affiliate marketing, or anyone who wants to build an income from home. These monthly marketing roundups can be super valuable, and I'm really excited about what I'm going to be covering in today's content. But first, just a couple quick announcements. I missed last Wednesday. I apologize. I was ill. One of my kids brought home a bug from school that kind of worked its way through our whole family, so I didn't go live last week. I apologize for that. And also, I'm going to be not around next week. So if you're following my podcasts on iTunes, I won't have a podcast this next week. And I also won't be going live this next Wednesday, but I'll be back the following week. So now that that's out of the way, what I'm going to be covering in today's monthly marketing roundup, number one, I'm going to be sharing with you some good news. I think the world needs more good news. So some exciting news from my business that might be interesting to you. I'm also going to be talking about some $5,000 lessons on protecting yourself from the FTC, which is the federal body that kind of governs and watches the marketing space. There are some things that are really good to be aware of. We actually hired some attorneys over this last month or two to help us make sure that our company is doing everything that we're supposed to be doing. And I picked up some really good lessons that you might want to be aware of. So I'm going to pass those along in today's live. And then I'm also going to be sharing with you where my last 5 enrollments came from. We all need sales, right? We need sales to generate commissions and grow that residual income. And so I looked over my last 5 enrollments, and I want to show you in this live exactly where they came from and how they were generated, in the hopes that you can pick some things up that can help you generate more sales in your business. And then I'm going to be sharing with you also a couple other things, a couple of tools that I've been using that I've been finding really valuable for my business. My favorite way to stream live on Facebook. I've been testing some different options, and I think I've honed in on what is my favorite way. So I'm going to be sharing that with you. And then that's it. So let's go ahead and get into this. First things first, let me know who you are and where you're plugging in from. If you're catching this live, let me know in the comments below. Just tell me who you are. What business are you promoting? I'd love to get to know you a little bit better. And I also like to know who's tuning into these. So let's go ahead and get into this. The good news update. So in the company that I'm promoting, it's a company that I co-founded. You may know it's called the Home Business Academy. In the month of May, we were able to donate an additional 8,232 meals to an organization called Feed My Starving Children. And that brings our grand total up to 204,000 meals we've donated as a company to this organization. And that's something that I'm really proud of and would encourage you to do in your business. Take a little portion of the money that you make. If your company's not doing it, just a little portion of the money that you make, and dedicate it to a good cause. It really does a lot for motivation to keep you excited about building your business. And it also does a lot for community building and buy-in. One of the things I've noticed in our community is that when we share that thing that we are all doing together, it's one of the things that inspires people the very most. In fact, we were having a mastermind this last Monday night with some of our Inner Circle community members. And we had a really great marketer. He's having a lot of success in our company and out. His name's David Mills. Monday night, he was teaching us what he's doing to create sales. And one of the things that he said was the fact that we donate that money to this charity was almost the most important thing that inspired him to join us and be a part of what we're doing. And to me, that was a big aha moment. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I'm real proud of that. And then also in the month of May, and this has a lesson too, by the way. In May, we gathered 218 new customers, and we had 190 affiliates get paid inside of our company. I've been compiling some numbers. As I mentioned, I'm going to be sharing with you some stuff on legal, and I've been working with these attorneys that we hired. And in part of that process, we had to put together some stats. And so in the last 12 months in our business, we've paid to the field $742,636 to the field over the last 12 months. The lesson that I wanted to pass along is that as I look at what I'm doing, the vast majority of good that's happening around me is happening because other people are producing and excited and spreading the word. These things that I shared with you, the meals that we donate, I couldn't do that by myself. We're doing this because we're collectively all unified behind a vision. And I just wanted to pass that along because as I progress in my marketing journey, I continue to realize that the amount of fundamental good that I'm able to do in my personal business, I'm going to be sharing with you where my last 5 enrollments came from, right? 5 enrollments personally that I'm going to be sharing with you. Not a huge number. And yeah, each of those people are lives and huge good is done for each of those people. But as a community, we gathered 218 new customers and helped 190 affiliates get paid as a community. So I just want to issue that as a reminder that whatever it is that you're doing, I'd love to encourage you to be community minded, be thinking about how you can bring people together, rally them behind a common vision, put all of their hearts and souls into this bucket that you can mix together and go out there and do great things in the world. So there's that. Let me go ahead and get into the next part, which is the $5,000 lessons on protecting yourself from the FTC. So 3 big lessons that I've picked up, and we've had a lot of dialogue with attorneys. I've asked them a ton of questions because we want to make sure that we're around for a long time. And I'm guessing you also want to make sure you're around for a long time. And you're probably wanting to make sure that your assets don't get freezed by the FTC or your business shut down, which is exactly what they have done and really want to continue to do. Is, in the past, if they see someone doing something that they don't like, they can very easily come in and freeze all the money in your bank account, freeze everything without even a trial, which is really crazy that they can do that. And so these are important things to think about. The 3 big ones that I want to pass along. Number 1, when not to disclaim. So there are some things you can share and not have to. And by the way, I'm going to preface all of this by letting you know this is not legal advice. I'm not an attorney. I'm just passing along some of the lessons that we learned from these attorneys that we hired. And we actually hired, I can't tell you the name because of the agreement that we signed, but we hired one of the most well-known MLM attorneys in the world. And our company isn't an MLM. We're an affiliate marketing company, but we wanted to hire someone that had a lot of experience with business opportunity, FTC type stuff. So we hired these guys. And one of the things that I learned is that when you're sharing company results, you don't have to disclaim. This is what the attorney said. And I specifically asked them, when we as a company say, hey, we paid out $60,000 in commission last month, do we have to disclaim that? And he said, no, if you're sharing company results, then you don't have to issue a disclaimer. When do you have to disclaim? So you have to disclaim, and again, I'm not an attorney, just passing along what I'm learning. One of the attorneys that I connected with, I'm actually friends with the president of Kajabi, and I connected with him and asked him if he knew any good attorneys, and he connected me with a great guy over in California. And that gentleman advised me to go to the FTC website and just read up. And so I did some reading on the FTC website, and the biggest thing that I took away from that reading is that anytime you are sharing a result that is not typical, they want you to issue a disclaimer. So that comes with income results. If you're sharing an income result that is not average, then you have to provide a disclaimer. That could be in weight loss. If you're sharing a weight loss story that most people who buy the product will not expect to get, you have to issue a disclaimer. So for those of us who are building network marketing, affiliate marketing, anytime you say, hey, I made $10,000 last month, and you're sharing that result that is not typical, you have to issue a disclaimer. So keep that in mind. And then the other thing that I learned that I did not know, what to disclaim. And by the way, you can kind of avoid this altogether by just not focusing so much on income all the time. And I think there are a lot of reasons to make that decision. But if you do share a lifestyle result or an income result, that's when you want to issue a disclaimer. And what I thought was you could issue a disclaimer like, these results not typical or average. Please see our earnings disclaimer at .com. And then when you go to .com, I thought there could just be like a paragraph or two. Generally speaking, most people won't see these results, and it requires hard work, leadership, dedication, so on and so forth. But what I learned was that when you disclaim, you actually in the disclaimer have to disclose the average earnings number for your company. And the average earnings number is the total amount of income generated over a given period of time. So with our company, we selected 12 months. That total number divided by the number of reps or affiliates in that company who are active at that time. And it's kind of crazy because that number can include people who joined and then quit. It can include people who never ever gave even one invitation or got even one visitor to their website. But that's the number they want you to disclaim. So with our company, I mentioned that we paid out $742,000 in commissions and we had several thousand affiliates. Now, a good number of those, it was over 1,000, never even got one visitor to their website, but we have to include that number in our disclaimer. And so just to give you an example of what this looks like as we were advised from our attorneys, if I come out and share a personal income result, this is what I have to say. Average affiliates can expect to earn $300. See, and then you give the website to your earnings disclaimer. And then on that website, there has to be an actual detailed breakdown of the average numbers that are actually earned. It can't just be generic and vague if you want to be totally compliant. And I said to the attorney, I was like, well, in affiliate marketing, nobody does this. I mean, I see ads on YouTube all the time. Nobody's doing this. Literally almost nobody. Big name marketers. And he's like, yeah, they're not compliant. And so if you want to be compliant, these are some things to think about. And in that process, I learned some really great things about our company. I learned that of the people who got at least one click to their affiliate link, if you take that number with all of our other affiliates, our average earnings goes up to $600. So we could say average affiliates can expect to earn $300 to $600. See our earnings disclaimer at .com. And that's kind of cool. I also, in this process, went back over our average lifetime customer value and realized that in our company, our average lifetime customer value is $427. And that's really high. And so what that means is that when someone joins our company and buys a $20 product, that customer on average will eventually be worth $427. So anyway, those are some things to think about as you're moving forward in your business, because if you want to build freedom long-term, you got to be around long-term and your income has to be protected long-term. So that's that. The next thing I wanted to do is share with you where my last 5 enrollments came. Okay. So I enrolled a great guy named Frederick McCall. Have not spoken to Frederick on the phone, but we've emailed back and forth several times. Hey, Frederick, if you're watching this, thanks for, joining. I'm excited you're here. I went back and looked where Frederick came from, and Frederick came from my lead magnet that I have for the direct sales space. And I'm actually just going to show you this. So if you go to onlinerecruitingsecrets.com, he came to this page and he opted in. And then that takes you to a series of 7 free videos. So he got these videos and he started watching these videos and he joined on the very same day. Now, where exactly Frederick came from, I'm not 100% sure. So Frederick, if you're watching this, I would love to know how you found my website. And I know that everyone watching this live would also love to know that. So please comment below, Frederick, if you remember how you found the website. So there's Frederick. Then I also enrolled a lady named Jill Weddick, and Jill is actually a friend of mine from way back in the day when I was first getting started in network marketing. I met her, I think, at a meeting, and we became friends, and we would show up to meetings and dream about the possibilities of what we could do with our network marketing business. And I've invited Jill to look at a couple different things over the years since then, and it's not been the right timing or whatnot. How did Jill enroll with me in my company? Well, I want to share this with you. So I made this Facebook post on April 27th, and the post was, direct sales friends, what are you promoting and why? Would love to hear down below. And I got a lot of really cool responses, and here's Jill, okay? Would you believe I am promoting a network marketing company after all these years? It's a high-frequency, age-reverse herbal mouth spray. I'll never be without it. I need to get trained by you. Do you offer coaching? I am ready to build an online marketing funnel. And so I responded to Jill And we had a couple of conversations via Facebook Messenger, and lo and behold, Jill joined at the 1st of June, and I didn't even know she joined until I just started looking. So Jill, I'm sorry I didn't see you come in. Welcome. But that's where Jill came from. And I think one lesson to pick up from this is that Jill probably has been seeing my marketing over the years on Facebook. So when she joined her network marketing company, she probably remembered that I do training and coaching and also online marketing and funnel building. So she asked the question. And the lesson there is be consistent. Be consistent. Jill wasn't someone that I just went out and bought a lead and drove some traffic. This was someone who has been a relationship and has been being cultivated probably by my consistent marketing over the last 10 years. So that's a big lesson. Be consistent. So that's Jill. The next one, Tiffany Greer. Tiffany, I've also known since about 2011, and she was in another network marketing company that I was in. Here's Tiffany. Isn't she beautiful? She's awesome. Tiffany joined, and I got on a Zoom with Tiffany to just connect with her, see if I could help her, and she told me exactly how she joined. Tiffany has been on my email list, and when I was talking to Tiffany, she said, I know the exact email you sent because I printed it off, and she showed me. She had the email printed off, and she showed me the email. So I know the exact email I sent. So she was on my email list, and I've been sending emails, right, like we do in marketing, and she's been on for several years. I think I've actually invited Tiffany also to look at a thing or two since the last business we were in together, and she was busy doing other things, but she was on my email list, getting my emails. And so what email was it that caused Tiffany to join? Here it is. I want to share this with you. This was the email I sent out, the Widowmaker. It just happened. So last night, and I'm just telling a story, right? Last night about a story with a lesson, right? What should you send out in your marketing, in your emails? Stories with lessons. These are really great pieces of content to send out. So I just tell this story. Last night, 10:15, I'm out on our front lawn helping my youngest son, Cash, pick up baseballs from off the lawn before bed. The phone rings, and it's my sister. Hey, Shanna Banana, I say as I pick up the phone, what's going on? And I'm just talking like I talk. And that's also another tip for email marketing. I learned this from Ben Settle, who's a great email marketer. He said, write like you talk, warts and all. Just write like you talk in your emails. Don't try to fluff it up and flower all of your communication. Just be who you are in your marketing. And then Shanna says, well, long pause. Bob just had a heart attack. So Bob's my stepdad, and he had a Widowmaker heart attack. And so I just tell the story about how I went to the hospital. I talked about my grandpa's. He was having multiple heart procedures. And I tell the thoughts that came to my mind, how grateful I am for doctors, how short and fleeting life really is. One of the things my grandpa said when he was 100 before he died, he said, I just can't believe how fast it all went by. And then here's the lessons, right? Story with lessons. First, we tend to treasure the moments we have much more deeply when we remember life is really short. Second, we can decide to stop letting the small stuff block us and stop us from living our best lives now, from doing the things we want to do, from making the decisions we want to make, instead of letting the thief of procrastination steal away our very lives as we put off until tomorrow what should have been done yesterday or last week. And so anyway, when I send this email, I just wanted to tell the story of what was happening and how I was feeling and the lessons that I was picking up. I didn't sit back and think, okay, what is the best psychological steps I can take in this email to get someone to join? I was just wanting to share my heart with my list and pass along something that was touching me with a couple of lessons. And then she showed me the PS line where she joined, and she had this printed off. And I want to tell you her reaction when she read this PS line. This is how I'm choosing to make an impact in the business world, helping people to build freedom through principle-centered leadership. If you resonate with what's on that video, I hope you'll follow the instructions and click the blue button below to get started if you haven't already done. What she told me is when she read this PS line, she thought to herself, wow, that is so simple. I can do that. And then she printed off the email and printed off the PS line. And I thought that was great. The thing that I am reminded of from her reaction is that whenever we're doing what we do, if we can be simple about it, that's a good thing. Because as I mentioned in one of my previous podcast episodes, a confused mind never buys. And if I'd have had a big, long, complicated wordsmithy PS line, people can look at that and say, I don't know if I could do that. But just the simple PS line, and Tiffany got started. So that's where Tiffany came from, my email list. And the next one is Mr. Todd Donnelly. Todd is an awesome guy who I've also known for a little while. And here's how Todd got started with me. So I sent Todd this message. Hey, Todd, on Facebook. Hope things are going awesome. Quick question. And by the way, this is a formula that I teach about in my Online Recruiting Secrets ebook. So if you want to know the steps that I follow in invitations, head on over to onlinerecruitingsecrets.com, go to the very bottom video, and you can pick up my Online Recruiting Secrets ebook, and I explain what I like to do in invitations. But anyway, here's the invitation. Hey, Todd, hope things are going awesome. Quick question. Are you by chance open to looking at any other income streams at the moment? I have something that's been working well for about 5 years now that I'd love to share if you're open to looking. If so, let me know and I'll send over a short video with the details. If not, no worries at all. Please let me know how you're doing and what you've been up to. Either way, talk soon. He says, hey, Paul, nice to hear from you. Hope you and your family are doing well. We're all good here. I've been working with my 2 sons, and they have become amazing musicians. One is at college, so I certainly have some tuition bills. There's a need, right? I remember you saying something about your new venture a couple years ago, and you can certainly send me a link to take a look. Not sure I have much time these days, but I wouldn't mind some passive income instead of my day job. Hallelujah to that, Todd. Amen. Passive income, baby. That's what we're talking about. Freedom. Let me know what you're up to. So then I said, hey, Todd, thanks so much for getting back with me. So great to hear from you. That's amazing to hear about your boys. Makes me happy. Thanks for being open to take a look. Here's the link to take a peek. The video is about 15 minutes. When can you fit it in your schedule? Again, a lot of this is in Online Recruiting Secrets ebook. Hey, Paul, thanks for sharing this. I should have some time on Sunday, so I'll follow up with you. Have a great weekend. Hey, Paul, I watched your video and I'm in. I'm very impressed with what you and Mike have accomplished, and I think that I can get some great results with your tools and your expertise and your attitudes. So Todd got started just with a simple invitation and then sending the link in the right way. He got started. So welcome aboard, Todd. I'm pumped that you're here. Thank you for your trust. And I love that because, again, that's an example of something anybody can do. Anybody can send an invitation. If they do it in the right way, anybody can do that. And you know, anyone can make sales is my opinion. So the last one that I want to tell you about, Chad West. So Chad is also someone that I've known from my network marketing background. And I've invited Chad to look at stuff over the years, okay? Not been good timing, but do you stop when you invite someone? Do you never go back? Well, persistence would say, no, you keep going, right? So it's timing, right? Timing. Every once in a while, you can find someone in the right time. So here's me to Chad. Hey, Chad, hope things are going awesome. I wanted to reach out for 2 reasons. First, I'd love to know what you're excited about in business these days and hear what you're up to. Please feel free to share along with anything that's working well for your business at the moment. Second reason I'm messaging is I was curious to know if you're open to any other income streams right now. I have a project that is pretty lucrative and has been working well for me for almost 5 years now that I'd love to share if you're open. No worries if not. Would still love to learn more about you and what you're up to these days. Thanks and talk soon. Chad says, send it. I say, hey, Chad, you demand. Thanks for getting back. Here's the link. Right after you put in your deets, you'll see a short video from me giving you the details. The video is about 15 minutes. When do you think you'll be able to get it in your schedule? Do you notice a pattern occurring here? I remember learning from a 7-figure earner one time. He said that successful people are willing to do the things that are boring and repetitious because they want the result that can come from doing those things that are boring and repetitious. It can be perceived as boring to do the same thing, same message, same question, right? He says, I'll be able to check it out later tonight. Thanks, bro. And then he says, alrighty, bro, I'm in, bought the stuff. Give me a call tomorrow. So he joined. And not only did he join, but he bought all of the products that we have inside of our company, which resulted in a pretty significant income for me, as well as an additional $150 a month residual from Chad. So thank you, Chad. I'm so excited for that additional residual, and I'm excited to be working with you and helping you to duplicate and create the income that you want to create. So that's where my last 5 new enrollments came from. The last couple of things I wanted to talk about are a couple of tools that I've been using that I really, really like, okay? So the first one is called Buffer, and this is a free app, Buffer. You can download this on your smartphone. And what Buffer allows you to do is make one post and send it out to all of your social media channels from your smartphone. You can even schedule the post. So rather than me going to my Facebook profile and make a post, then go to my Facebook story and make a post, then go to my fan page and make a post, then go to my fan page story and make a post, then go to Instagram and make a post, then go to Instagram and make a Facebook story, then go to Twitter and make the same post. You see, there's like all these different things. I just want to send it out once, and I've got these fishing lines in the water of good content out on all the major social media platforms, and Buffer allows me to do that for free. So, free tool, love it. Definitely check that out. The second thing I wanted to mention, my favorite way to stream live. So I've been testing some different ways to stream. I went live directly to Facebook from my desktop. Didn't love it. Quality was terrible. And then I also went live to Facebook from, I think it was Restream, which is a service that I bought. The live feed wasn't awesome. The quality was not great. And so what I did on my last live, and what I'm going to do with this one here, is I pre-record the video using a free software called OBS. And OBS can be a little bit of a pain to set up in the beginning, but it's awesome. It allows you to do what I do here, show my face and then show other things on another screen. So it's a great way to teach, and the quality is amazing. It records just super high quality. So what I'm doing for my lives these days is recording with OBS, and then I'll handbrake the file because OBS will give you a big file, and you want to shrink that file down so that you can upload it easily to wherever you're going to upload it. And then what I'm doing is I'm putting it into Restream, and Restream is a paid service, but what Restream allows you to do is upload a video and then broadcast it as a live video so that it can be live when you're not there. And 2 weeks ago, I tried this for the first time. I was actually in a school board meeting, and my live was playing while I was in the school board meeting. So I'm actually, in fact, let me just show you the feed here. So this was the video. And the other cool thing about Restream is it will post a notification. So as soon as I scheduled it, Restream went to Facebook and said, Paul Hutchings is going live. Here's the time. Maybe get a notification or whatever. So it let people know I was going to go live, and it did that automatically without me doing that. And then at the time I scheduled it, broadcasted this live video. And so I'm sitting there in the school board meeting, and I've got people commenting while I'm in the school board meeting. Anyway, the point is, this was a really powerful way to do it, and the quality was really, really good. So I wanted to pass that along. And the last tool that I want to share, and then something cool also that I want to pass along that's kind of neat for anyone who likes personal development and also free leads, right? This is going to be the something cool. The last thing I wanted to mention is my favorite free lead tool. So you noticed in where some of my last enrollments came from that I sent direct invitations. Well, I found a tool that will send invitations on autopilot on your behalf, including inserting the person's first name. And if you have watched any of my stuff from the last month, it's not the tool that I mentioned before. So I tested out a tool called Pepper, and Pepper is like $200 a month. And they had a free trial, and I thought, well, I can test out this free trial and see how it works. And I was blown away by the ability to write an invitation and then select who I want that invitation to go to, and then click the button and then just watch those invitations go out while I'm out, taking my son to driver's ed or doing whatever. I'm out there on social media giving invitations to see if people are open to looking at my business. So if you were looking at those invitations thinking, well, I don't want to sit on Facebook and send invitations, if you have a tool that can do it for you on autopilot, that all of a sudden makes giving invitations a lot more attractive. And so anyway, this Pepper tool was $200, and I used Pepper to start inviting people from my contacts list. And while Pepper was inviting people from my contacts list, I had a couple of my contacts. One of my contacts is a guy named Stefan, and he's a huge network marketer, and he actually works directly with Tim Sales. I don't know if you know who Tim Sales is. Tim Sales is a network marketing legend. And Stefan is a really great guy, and he said, hey, thanks for sending. And he's like, I'm actually using a tool kind of like this, and he sent me the tool. And so I said, well, I'll take a peek. And I started looking at this other tool, and this other tool is only $47 a month. So 47 versus 200, I'm thinking, okay, I'd prefer 47. But will it do what I need it to do? Because I don't want to spam people. I don't want messages to go out without people's first names. I want to be able to set the time so that it's not going out like 50 at once, because that's a great way to get your Facebook account shut down. And by the way, if you decide to use a tool like the one I'm going to show you, or just any tool, this one or any tool on Facebook, here's what you want to remember is you want the tool to run as if you were live on Facebook doing it yourself. So what does that mean? That means if you set the tool up and you click start to start sending invitations, you don't want it to send 3 at one time, because you would never do that, right? You want it to space out. And the other thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to set the tool running and then the tool's in your office sending invites, and then you're in the house on your phone and messaging people back and forth. Well, now all of a sudden Facebook's like, what's going on? You know, he's making posts on Facebook and he's messaging people and it's happening all at the same time. You know, big warning, right? So you do have to be careful with these tools, but I think if you use them in an artful and a skillful way, not a spammy way, but an artful and a skillful way, these can be amazing. And so I dug into this tool and found out that it does what Pepper does, in that it will do the invitations just like I mentioned. Also, you can tag all of your friends and put them in different buckets, aka lists, so that you don't have to just invite everyone on your list, because odds are there are people on your list you don't want to send an invitation to. So it allows you to do that. So already it was like it had the meat of what Pepper had. But then I found out it has a bunch of other cool things, like, for example, it will clean your friends list. You can run a search and it'll show you the list of people who haven't engaged with any of your posts or messaged you in your chat box for X amount of time, so you can automatically unfriend them, which is kind of cool. It's got this other cool feature where you can set it to go to your newsfeed and automatically love like 10 or 20 posts in your newsfeed. Why would you want to do that? Well, that increases your engagement. And odds are when you like other people's posts, they will like yours, they will see your content, so you can set it up to do that on autopilot. But the other thing that I think is really great that I have not used yet is once you're through inviting whoever you want to invite on your friends list, this tool you can use to go into targeted Facebook groups, and you can actually even set it so that it will only add people in those groups from the United States of America. If you're in America and you only want the highest quality local contacts, it will allow you to do that, and that'll eliminate, you know, there are a lot of spam profiles on Facebook. So I thought that was super cool, and it will also allow you to target a certain post in a group. So you could go to a targeted group, find a post in that targeted group that has a bunch of engagement, and then the tool will get friend requests from the people that are on the engaged post. So now you've got a targeted lead from a targeted group, and the lead that you're targeting is someone who's active and engaged on Facebook. So those are just some of the things that I really love about this tool, and I see it as being an integral part of my marketing going forward and helping new people get started. The other powerful concept that I thought of with this tool, so when you get someone new started in business, one of the things that often happens is they're a little bit fearful of sending invitations to people that they know, or they have a hard time scheduling the time to actually sit down and send the invitations. Well, what if you could get a new team member started, help them set up a tool like this, select all the people they wanted to invite, load their lips with the perfect invitation, and then all they had to do was click start. And now invitations are going out automatically to be sure that it gets done. There's a quote from Elon Musk that I recently heard where, and he's mentioned this a lot, but he said, all input is error. Now, he's a programmer, and so he's talking about programming, but his point is, if there has to be human input, he just assumes that it's error. And it's much better if there's less of the human element in whatever process you have involved. We all love automation for freeing up our time, but there's another big benefit to automation, and that is that you remove the weaknesses of the human element altogether. That means you remove the errors, you remove incorrect invitations, you remove not sent invitations, right? Because you're giving your new team member a button to push, and then the robot will just go out and launch their business for them. Now, of course, you got to teach them how to work with the leads that come in and respond and say, yeah, I'm open, send it to me. But I think that's super, super powerful. So if you want to check that tool out, as I mentioned, it is a paid tool, but I think it is just incredibly valuable. You can go to pipelinemoney.com. Actually, let me just show you this. pipelinemoney.com/FB robot. And that will take you to my affiliate link. And yes, I will get a commission if you decide to buy here. And I would love to help you. I've got some scripts I can send you. If you decide to buy this through my link, you can send me an email and let me know you've done it, and I'll send you the exact scripts that I'm using. So that is the tool. And then the last thing, something kind of cool and random that also has to do with lead generation. So inside the company that I co-founded, we have a product called HBA Premium, and we have free ways to generate leads. And one of our training modules is called the free Facebook ad method. And the free Facebook ad method shows you how to set up groups on Facebook that are promoted by Facebook for you. So it's almost like you're getting free Facebook ads. And I set up this group called Napoleon Hill Quotes, and we have 157,000 members. 2 days ago, we had 5,000 people join the group. Yesterday, we had 1,000. So this group is really, really taking off, and it is a great way to generate free leads. But the something cool I wanted to share with you, if you guys have been following me for any length of time, you know that I am a huge fan of Napoleon Hill. He has been just an enormous, and his literature has been had an enormous impact on my entrepreneurial journey. So we just had over 5,000 new members join our group. Welcome, everyone. Now, in the comments, check this out, guys. In the comments, I thought this was so cool. Let's see if I can find it here. Where is it? Okay. James B. Hill, he makes a comment. He mentions Napoleon Hill Foundation, and I just talked about how we have a mutual acquaintance there. And I said, I hadn't heard of that one. That's awesome. I met Don Green a few times a while ago back. Are you related to Napoleon Hill? And then while I was waiting for his response, I went to his Facebook profile, James B. Hill. So I went to his profile and I started looking, and he had these old pictures here. And then there was this one picture here that I thought was so cool. Here it is. Look at this. My grandfather, Napoleon Hill, in his 60s. Few have seen this colorized photo. So the grandson of Napoleon Hill is in the Napoleon Hill Quotes Facebook group. And we had just a little dialogue. He gave me some just, good inspiration and encouragement. A, this is a cool picture. B, what a small world it is, guys. What a small world it is. And I guess I just wanted to share that because it was something cool that happened in my marketing, but also because it illustrates how the internet is connecting us at such a rapid pace. You never know who you're going to meet when you decide to be serious about your business and mind your own business, as Robert Kiyosaki says, and work on your business every day. The internet can bring you connections. It can bring you relationships. It can bring you income. It can bring all kinds of crazy things, like meeting the grandson of Napoleon Hill. So I just wanted to pass that along. I thought that was kind of cool. And that brings this month's monthly marketing roundup to a wrap. If you have any questions that I can help with, please comment below. Let me know. Reach out to me. I'd love to include any of your questions on some future Wednesday lives. I'm here to serve. My vision is freedom through principle-centered leadership. If I can help you in any way build freedom faster in your business and in your life, I really, really would love to do that. And of course, I've got to give you an invitation, and that is if you are open to working with me directly, we have an amazing company that we've set up. We pay 80% commissions. We have products that people love. We are giving back to the world. We've got an amazing community of heart-centered leaders that are set on being the change we wish to see in the home business world. All of our products can help you in whatever business you're building, because our first product is a funnel builder. It's a tool, lead capture pages, landing pages, so on and so forth. It's an amazing tool. It's low cost. It pays $20 residuals. And then all of our other products are training and coaching and just really valuable products that you can use to build whatever it is you might happen to be building. You can get closer connected to me, and or you can promote what we have alongside with whatever you're doing, or build what we're doing 100% as your online marketing business. And I'm a fan of that. That's what I'm doing. It's 80% commissions. As I mentioned, one customer can equal 150, let's see, is that right? $140 a month residual income if they buy both of our products. And so I really believe that we have something that we can use to help people build freedom faster. One referral and you are almost in free with your business because we pay 80% commissions. 2 referrals, you're in positive cash flow. I've never seen a business on the planet that allows that to happen. And so if you're watching this on my blog, I'll put a couple of links below. There's 2 entry points to our company that are most often used to get started with us. The first one is people buy our funnel builder product that they love. So I'll include a link below that. And then the second one is people buy our Freedom Launchpad product. And so I'll put a link to that entry point as well. The Freedom Launchpad is a one-time purchase, low cost. So if you just want to dip your toe in the water and kind of see, hey, what are these guys doing? What's the Home Business Academy all about? You can check that out. And if you need a funnel builder for whatever it is you're doing, then I'll include that doorway as well. And bonuses, I do have bonuses for my personal team. So if you choose to get started with me, I've got some really cool bonuses that I will send your way. And the greatest bonus I think I could offer is that if you do get started with me, you'll have the chance to work with me personally. And why should you care about that? Well, it's because I'm so amazing. No, just kidding. It's because I'm a free man. I made it. I escaped the rat race. I am out. And I know how to do this stuff. I really do. And my mission is to help others get there too. And so you want to work with people who have gotten to where you want to go. And if you want to be free, meaning having your time disconnected from your money, you want to work with people as close as you can who have achieved those types of results. So 2 doorways below. If you're open, check them out, get started with me. And if not, that's cool too. I love you. Thanks for being on my list. Thanks for being connected with me on social media. I'm here to serve. I'd love to encourage you to get out there, make it a great day, go for your dreams. Freedom is worth it. It's not always easy. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you want to quit. Sometimes you want to cry. Sometimes you want to pray to God, but it is worth getting up and continuing forward. I'm here to tell you, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is amazing on the other side, and I'd love to help you get there. So thanks for tuning in. If you know anyone that could benefit from this content, please feel free to tag them or share this content with them, and get out there, make it a great day. Thanks for watching, and that's it. Bye for now.